What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel.
Today is Sunday, May 3rd, 2026, and we have got an absolutely action-packed market session to break down for you. Intel is pulling off one of the most dramatic breakouts we have seen in years. Strategy Inc is riding the Bitcoin wave into overbought territory. Oracle is quietly grinding higher. Salesforce is showing steady accumulation, and Rivian just got absolutely hammered on massive volume. We are going to cover all 5 of these names with full technical analysis, volume breakdowns, key levels, and 3-month price targets.
Let us get right into it.
Alright folks, we are starting with the absolute headline of the day, and that is Intel Corporation, ticker Intel, currently trading at $99.62, up 5.44% on the session. And listen, the numbers here are truly jaw-dropping when you put them in context. Intel's 52-week low was just $18.97. That means this stock has literally more than quintupled from its lows. We are talking about a stock that was left for dead not too long ago, and right now it is sitting right at its 52-week high of $100.45. We are essentially at the top of the entire range. Now let us look at the technicals because they are screaming at us.
The RSI is sitting at 87.2. I want to say that again, 87.2. That is deep overbought territory. Anything above 70 is considered overbought, and we are at 87. That tells you momentum is extraordinary, but it also tells you a mean reversion or consolidation could come at any moment. The 20-day simple moving average is at $71.13. The 50-day SMA is at $55.61.
Intel is trading nearly 40% above its 20-day moving average.
That is not normal price action.
Volume today is 157 million shares against an average of 175 million. Volume ratio is 0.89, so actually slightly below average volume despite the massive move, which is interesting. It suggests this move might be more technically and sentiment-driven rather than a massive institutional accumulation day.
What is the catalyst here?
Intel has been the subject of significant restructuring talks, potential partnership deals, and there has been noise around both domestic semiconductor policy tailwinds and potential M&A interest.
The market cap is now sitting at $500 billion. For a name that was trading near $19 less than a year ago, that is an extraordinary revaluation. The key risk is that RSI at 87 is unsustainable. If you are already in this trade, you have had an incredible run.
New buyers need to be careful here. I would not be chasing this at $100. My 3-month price target is $108, but I would expect a pullback to the $85 to $90 range before the next leg higher.
Rating on Intel is strong buy for the longer-term thesis, but short-term traders should exercise extreme caution given the extreme overbought reading. Moving on to number 2, and this one is pure fire right now.
Strategy Inc, formerly MicroStrategy, ticker MSTR, is trading at $177.17, up 7.08% today.
This is one of the most polarizing names in the entire market, and for good reason. Let us talk about what Strategy Inc actually is for those newer viewers. This is essentially a leveraged Bitcoin holding company.
They have been aggressively buying Bitcoin using equity raises and debt, and the stock price has become a de facto proxy for Bitcoin sentiment, often moving with a multiplied beta to crypto prices.
When Bitcoin runs, MSTR can absolutely rip. Now the technicals here are telling a really interesting story. The 20-day SMA is at $152.97. The 50-day SMA is at $141.88. The stock is above both short and medium-term moving averages, which is technically constructive. However, the RSI is at 72.2. That puts us just into overbought territory, not as extreme as Intel but still a yellow flag for momentum chasers. Volume today is 21.5 million shares versus an average of 15.25 million. That gives us a volume ratio of 1.41, meaning volume is running about 40% above average. That is meaningful. It tells us there is real conviction behind today's move, not just a low volume drift higher. Now here is the context that makes this interesting. The 52-week high on MSTR is $457.22. We are currently at $177. That means even after this run off the lows of $104, we are still down about 60% from the highs. The 6-month high was $264.67. So there is a significant gap between where we are and where this stock was just months ago. The bull case is straightforward. If Bitcoin continues to appreciate, MSTR's balance sheet grows and the stock follows with leverage. The bear case is equally clear. If Bitcoin corrects, this stock can fall hard and fast with zero fundamental floor to catch it. My 3-month price target is $195, representing about a 10% move from here. Given the overbought RSI and the massive distance from the 52-week high, I am rating MSTR a hold at current levels. If you own it, hold it. If you are looking to enter, wait for a pullback toward the 150 to 155 range for a better risk-reward entry. Number 3 today is ORCL Corporation, ticker ORCL, trading at $171.83, up 6.47%. ORCL is one of my favorite setups on today's list because the technical structure here is actually clean and healthy compared to the more extreme moves we just covered. Let us walk through the moving averages. The 20-day SMA is at $164.02. The 50-day SMA is at $155.14. ORCL is trading above both of its key short and medium-term moving averages, and the spread between the current price and the 20-day moving average is a reasonable 5%. That is not overextended. The RSI is at 60.8, which is elevated but not overbought. It is in what technicians call the bullish zone, above 50 but below 70. That is actually ideal territory for a stock with further upside potential. Volume today is 26,281,000 shares against an average of 24,643,000. Volume ratio of 1.07 means today's move is being confirmed with slightly above average volume. Not a massive surge, but consistent institutional participation. Now the context here matters. ORCL's 52-week high was $345.72. The current price of $171 is still down 50% from that peak. The 6-month high was $256.28. So there is substantial recovery ground to cover. What is driving ORCL right now? The company has been one of the biggest beneficiaries of enterprise cloud adoption and the AI infrastructure build-out. Their OCI, that is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, has been winning significant contracts, and the company has been consistently cited as a major data center and AI workload partner for some of the largest hyperscalers on the planet. With a P/E ratio of 30.85 and a market cap of $494 billion, ORCL is not cheap, but it is also not expensive for a high-quality cloud franchise with strong recurring revenue. The fundamental backdrop combined with a clean technical setup makes this one of the most compelling names on today's list. My 3-month price target for ORCL is $190, representing approximately 10.5% upside from here. I am rating ORCL a buy with high confidence. Key support is back at the 20-day moving average around 164, and resistance is in the 185 to 190 zone, which corresponds to a prior consolidation area. Alright, number 4 is Salesforce Inc, ticker CRM, trading at $183.82, up 4.13% today. Salesforce is an interesting technical setup because it is sitting right at a pivotal moving average crossroads. Here is what I mean. The 20-day SMA is at $179.08, the stock is above it, good. However, the 50-day SMA is at $186.32, the stock is just slightly below it. That 50-day is basically acting as an overhead resistance level right now. You can see that in the price action. Today's move higher is a push toward that 50-day, and whether CRM can close above 186 is going to be a key tell for the next several weeks. The RSI for CRM is at 59.7, which is almost identical to ORCL's reading. Healthy, constructive, not overbought. This gives the stock room to run without an immediate mean reversion risk. Volume is 12,319,000 shares against an average of 10,845,000. Volume ratio of 1.14 shows above average participation, which is encouraging for the bulls. Now the context here is important. Salesforce's 52-week high was $296.05. We are at 183. That is a significant discount to recent highs. The 6-month high was $265.57. Salesforce has been under pressure as investors question AI monetization timelines and the competitive landscape in CRM software. However, the company has been making significant investments in its Agentforce AI platform, and early customer adoption has been generating positive commentary. The P/E ratio here is 23.6 with a market cap of $150 billion. For a best-in-class enterprise software franchise with high recurring revenue, a sticky customer base, and a credible AI story, that valuation is actually quite reasonable compared to where it has traded historically. My 3-month price target for Salesforce is $200, which would represent about an 8.5% move from today's levels and a reclaim of the 50-day moving average followed by further momentum higher. I am rating CRM a buy with medium confidence. The key level to watch is that 50-day SMA at 186. A clean close above that level would be very bullish and could accelerate the move toward $200. And finally, number 5 on our list today is the one that hurts, and that is Rivian Automotive, ticker RIVN, currently trading at $15.02, down 8.41% today. And folks, the technical picture here is not pretty. Let us start with the volume because it is alarming. Rivian traded 53,282,000 shares today against an average daily volume of 27,632,000. That is a volume ratio of 1.93, nearly double the average daily volume. When you see a stock down 8.5% on nearly 2 times average volume, that is not normal selling pressure. That is institutional distribution. Someone or multiple large players are moving out of this name aggressively. Now the moving averages confirm the bearish picture. The 20-day SMA is at $16.19. The 50-day SMA is at $15.70. Rivian is currently trading below both its 20-day and 50-day moving averages, which is a classically bearish alignment. The RSI is at 43, below the neutral 50 level, which means momentum is pointing lower, not higher. Here is the 52-week range context. The 52-week high was $22.69. The 52-week low was $11.57. Right now at $15.02, we are in the lower half of that annual range, and today's sell-off is moving us meaningfully toward the lower end of the 6-month range, which bottomed at $12.50. What is the catalyst for today's drop? Rivian continues to face significant fundamental challenges. The EV market has seen pricing pressure across the board, production ramp-up costs remain extremely high, and the company has no PE ratio because it continues to generate losses. The market cap is approximately $19.9 billion for a company burning significant cash. Delivery numbers and any guidance updates are watched extremely closely, and any disappointment triggers outsized reactions. I want to be balanced here. Rivian does have the Amazon delivery vehicle partnership, which provides some revenue visibility, and the R1T and R1S vehicles have genuine consumer appeal. But until we see a clear path to profitability and the technical picture stabilizes, this is not a stock you want to be buying into a high-volume sell-off. My 3-month price target for Rivian is $13, representing potential further downside toward that 52-week low support zone. Rating on RIVN is sell or avoid with medium confidence. Key support to watch is at $12.50, which is the 6-month low. If that level breaks, we could see a test of the 52-week low at $11.57. On the upside, you need a reclaim of the 50-day moving average at $15.70 before even considering a long position. Alright folks, that is a wrap on today's top 5 stocks for May 3, 2026. Quick summary: Intel is a strong buy for the long term but extremely overbought short term. Strategy Inc is a hold as Bitcoin momentum continues. Oracle is a clean buy with a healthy technical setup. Salesforce is a buy as it pushes toward that 50-day moving average, and Rivian is one to avoid or sell given the heavy distribution volume and bearish technicals. As always, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research and consult a licensed advisor before making any investment decisions. If you found this analysis valuable, please smash the like button, drop a comment telling me which stock you are watching, and hit subscribe and the notification bell so you never miss our daily breakdowns. We will see you in the next one. Stay sharp out there.